How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another video of my Mark 7 Golf R. There are two main parts to this video. Firstly, I'm going to show you all a set of exhaust tips that will change the entire look of your Golf R or Audi S3. Secondly, I'm going to go through some of the issues that I've had in this car in the past 2 years of ownership. I think a lot of people would agree in saying the standard exhaust tips are very underwhelming. I understand that this is what VW was going for, but personally I just think they should be a little bit more aggressive looking. While scrolling through forums, I came across a set of slide-on exhaust tips, and I just had to have them. The existing exhaust tips are not welded on, and they do come off quite easily, and this is them. And as you can see from the inside of them, the only thing that holds them against the back box is a set of teeth. Epic Customs have developed these nearly 4-inch exhaust tips to go in the exact same way as the original ones, making the swap over to them very, very easy. Now, I've had them on my car for about 2 or 3 months now, hence why they're covered in soot. You can see the inside of them is much like the original ones with the teeth. But I'm just going to show everyone just how easy they are to install. They really are as simple as that. So the inevitable happened one time whenever the engine management and ACC error came up. My heart did kind of sink, but I knew I just needed to plug it in to see what the codes were. When finally plugged in, I got a few different timing codes, a heater support pump blocked, an intake air system leak, and a map sensor failure. Luckily, other people in the forum had the same timing errors, and they were able to tell me the causes. First up, we have a map sensor, which is located at the front of the car. These are quite expensive sensors, but luckily I did find a breaker's yard, and they did have a Mark 7.5 Golf R with very little mileage, so I just took it off that one. These are camshaft adjuster magnets that sit at the side of the engine, and they are related to the timing codes that I had in my car. As you can see, they do look quite worn down and generally marked. There is 2 of them, and I did buy genuine ones from VW. but I know you can get knockoff versions or versions that are just a lot cheaper and do the exact same thing. They're quite easy to change as they're located at the side of the engine and only have 3 torque screws in each and an electrical connector. The one at the back was quite difficult to get to. And as you can see here, this is a comparison between the old and the new ones. Big difference. Next up, we have the PCV valve and the PCV breather pipe, as seen here. Initially, it did have a lot of oil consumption issues and idling problems, and this was the direct cause for it. As you can see, the old PCV valve is very worn down looking. Generally, these are not serviceable parts, but they should be changed every 40k miles. The first indication I had was the actual breather pipe was completely saturated in oil, indicating a broken seal. Quite a simple job, and there's loads of videos out there for replacing them yourself if you wish to try it. Moving on, there was one day where I parked the car up and there was a very strong coolant smell. The reservoir was completely empty and there was coolant all over the engine bay. Underneath the car, you can see that there was a lot of staining on the actual sump itself from the coolant. Don't mind the oil leak, we'll get to that soon. The cause for this was a cracked Y pipe just off the water pump and thermostat housing. And in typical VW fashion, as soon as this was fixed, it developed another problem. So over to the right hand side, one of the coolant pipes was sitting against the fin that is on the airbox, and the fin completely cut the whole way through the pipe. Doesn't look like an awful lot, but you'll see here now that it is, and the coolant completely ran out of the car again. Oil consumption is a constant issue in these cars. It appears you either get one that uses a lot of oil or you don't. Mine does, so the light does come on quite a bit. This was just the gasket between the sump, and they do prematurely fail, so this was a direct replacement. A very easy fix. I've recently changed the oil to Miller's Naurotech CFS 5W40 NT Plus. I know it's a long name, but it has made the world of difference and the car does not use anything anymore. Haldex pumps do become clogged. Essentially, when this happens, the car is front wheel drive only. The strainer and the Haldex unit itself become clogged with clutch plate parts, I believe. This isn't my car, but it's very common. It just requires a service. One final issue is water leaks. There was an instance where somebody had gotten into the back seats and said that it was completely saturated. Upon further inspection, I took out all the rear seats and all the lining in the boot. The water was making its way in through the rear vents behind the rear bumper, and it had nowhere to drain. Believe it or not, this is another common problem with these cars.